Well, welcome back everyone to race 2 of round 8 here at Brands Hatch Indy. We've just watched Danzo go for a bit of a spin in the interim break that we've got. Lobby is due to start in just a couple of moments time, but what a spectacular battle we had for third. In fact, Danzo's going to do some donuts for us. Thank you, Danzo, on that one. Sure he's happy about that. Gets himself pointing in the right way and then does another big slide at the moment. So Danzo evidently having some fun in that respect, just having a happy time at present. But nevertheless, Danzo just spinning his way around in that practice session. We'll just come to Dominator 3 because didn't have the best race, finished 10th in the end, whilst his championship rivals all gained points on him. If you haven't watched, KZ2 Haas managed to fight back Duds right at the end. He managed to take third. Fourth ended up being Duds, the championship leader, but D Hartley finishing in second place. Important for him, absolutely vital. So a couple of minutes left before we start the lobby. We're due to start at 20:53. Dominator was unfortunately one of those drivers who went, well, one of the only drivers who went around at turn 1. Shadowstalker out on circuit. There's Haas, there's Greener Army out on circuit in the Dread car. So it's just getting out of the way for that point. Oh, Greener Army just a little bit sideways going through Surtees, but good to see Greener Army out on circuit, just getting a bit of practice in. Closest he's been all season to the pack as Greener Army. It's been really impressive, this display from him tonight. Just his qualifying time, just 1.6 off pole, and that's, you know, ever improving. The closest he has been for some time in the Mégane Trophy Lobby 2 Championship. Greener Army was one of the first drivers to take part in Lobby 2 way back in season 17 at NXTGEN, and his best lap back then was 3.5 seconds off the pace, so he's managed to half that gap now. That's all about the improvement and all about showing how drivers can improve within NXTGEN. But we have ticked over to 20:53. Greener Army will be the man who starts on pole position, so I'll let the drivers know, give them a quick warning to say race starting shortly so that they know what's going on. It will be Greener Army who will start on pole position. Dominator 3 will be alongside him on the front row, so that's going to be massive for Dominator. He needs to get as good a start as he can and get off up the road if that's possible. So we will go to the event settings just to double check everything is all sorted and fine, which it is indeed. So let's go into the race, kick things off for the drivers, see how they get on. A couple of them in the gravel trap, not at the beach in the UK weather at the moment, but they seem to be having some good fun over there. But into the race, race 2 starting shortly. Greener Army 2009 then starts on pole position for the reverse grid on the left hand side in that green and white Dread car. Dominator 3 needs this result. He's in the white and green car on the right hand side. 15 minutes are sat there for the time remaining. Here come the numbers. And race 2 is live from Brands Hatch Indy. It looks like a relatively good getaway from Greener Army once again. He's always good at doing that. Dominator's going to look to try and do a move up the inside already at turn 1, and through he goes. He's gone on the gravel a little bit though, so he's compromised himself. Look at all the cars. Danzo's all over the grass. Greener Army's on the grass. Who's going to get through into first place? It is Dominator, who's been absolutely launched off the track by Big Mad as Greener Army's gone round. Looked like a bit of shuffling in the mid-pack, but Dominator 3 has just about managed to come through that unscathed despite going on the grass, so he leads the way. Big Mad has his second. Shadowstalker for what a start from KZ2 Haas. He's up into 4th. Silver Fox 40 is in 5th. D Hartley 6th. There's Duds in 7th position. Skyver is in 8th, Chalk 12 in 9th. Danzo's gone backwards a little bit, he's down in 10th, and Greener Army, who was 1st, is now 11th, so he's added a 1 to his tally. We'll just get all these camera angles once again, because GT Sport likes to do that. But Big Mad has in 2nd, Shadowstalker in 3rd, there's Haas 4th. Oh, 40 has gone around at turn 1. luckily avoided everybody. He was 5th, he's not anymore, he's down into 11th place. There's a nice queue of cars all lined up for the fight for a potential race win. That's Big Badass getting sideways out of Graham Hill Bend. It's going to allow Shadowstalker an opportunity to look at potentially 2nd place. This goes a little bit deep into the corner, does Big Badass, but Shadowstalker just keeping his line. He's left the door open for KZ2 Haas though, who will take that position with ease. And into 3rd he goes. Shadowstalker's trying to get back in the line, but he can't. And D Hartley's going to go through as well. He does indeed. So 3rd and 4th for Haas and D Hartley. Dominator will be kicking himself because he would have been hoping that the other cars behind. Oh, Duds goes flying up the inside. So Duds makes himself into 5th place. So that came out of nowhere. So the championship protagonists making quick moves already. It's obviously much more of a sprint race, but Duds has gone wide, and that's a chance for Shadowstalker. He's going to have the momentum. Oh, he's just sort of crowded. Duds off the circuit. Has to be careful with that one. Duds going to just try and get back up the inside at the final corner at Clark's. Can he's all over the curb? Can he get it up the inside? He's on that line now. He's going to have the preferred line going into turn 1 in terms of an overtaking manoeuvre. Look at Discover trying to defend from Chalk in the background, but Duds seals that move. He remains in the fight to try and get onto the podium. Look at Hartley trying to go up the inside of Haas, and he's got the move done. So Hartley's up to 3rd. Championship standings ever changing. Hartley was 3 points behind going into this. He's going to be in front of Duds as it stands. But Haas is still in 4th place. Duds is there in 5th. Shadowstalker 6th. Chalk 12 is in 7th position. Duskiver is in 8th. There's Danzo almost going off into the gravel. Silver Fox 40 recovering from his spin at turn 1. Greener Army in 11th, but Dominator is leading the way. He desperately needs this race win, not just for the championship but for his own sense of purpose. He's lost his way in the last few rounds. He needs a race win just to bring back his momentum. Silver Fox 40 with the fastest lap of the race so far. Impressive from him. Wonder whether he can get back onto this train of cars. Almost all 10 cars within shot there. Duds, oh, he's a bit sketchy through. Oh, that's Shadowstalker. I think there was contact from the cars behind. Shadowstalker, oh, it's all a little bit awkward. I think Chalk has slowed down. I think Chalk has hit the back of Shadowstalker, who was running really well and just got hit off the circuit at Clark's. That's sad for them. Chalk and Shadowstalker have just ruled themselves out of getting any higher into the top 5. So, after saying the shot of almost all 10 cars in one frame, not anymore. It's now effectively 5 at this point because Duds is just hanging on. He's got no pressure from behind now, as Duds. He can go on the attack. Duskiver will have a little bit of breathing room to play with, so he can go for it as well. What can the drivers do? D Whitehouse just commenting there in the Twitch chat, just saying, memories. It's where Dave won Lobby 2, of course, in season 18. This is where he took the first ever Mégane trophy race win, was by D Whitehouse 7. He fended off Carter Boy 99 on that day. Managed to pull that race win off. But at present, Dominator 3 is the one who's leading the way. Big Badass has closed the gap to the green and yellow car. With a little bit of white on it as well. Oh, look at D Hartley trying to go for a lunge up the inside. Can't quite make that. But he's really putting the pressure on. And you can see Haas is trying to make a move towards D Hartley. He's going to have a great run going towards turn 1. Is he going to make a late lunge? He's going to look to the inside. He's on the brakes a little bit later. Down the inside he goes. He's got the move. But D Hartley's gone underneath him. Haas can't cover the inside line. He's not quick enough to get to that inside line. Hartley's going to have the inside for Druids, and he gets through. So, as quick as a flash, Hartley lost his position, then gained it back. So he retakes 3rd. Haas is in 4th. Just a quick throwback to the comment that D Whitehouse has just made about you know too much. D Hartley obviously wasn't taking part that day, but the man who's attacking him, KZ2 Haas, finished 3rd in that race. So Haas has got a lot of memories. Oh, that's Big Madas, who's gone very wide at Clark Curve. Hartley's going to see this. Which way does he go? Big Madas defends to the inside at Paddock Hill Bend. He's going to try and go around the outside as Hartley. What can Haas do in the midst of all this? Hartley goes on the curb. This is the chance that he needs. He's going to be alongside Big Madas. Big Madas trying to turn in on him, but he's not close enough. He can't shut the door. Haas is trying to go through for it as well at Druid's corner, but Big Madas just holds on to third place. A mistake at Clark's led to all of that, and Big Madas, unfortunately, after putting the pressure on Dominator, has dropped down to third. And now Hartley will have the race leader in his sights. See how he gets on. So hello to Jordan in the chat as well. Oh, look at Haas trying to go up the inside. He knows how important this move is. He needs to get there with him. Up with D Hartley if he can, going into Druids. Big Madas is trying to cover the inside line, but it doesn't look like he's close enough. Look at Dud's trying to get involved as well. Big Madas is going to be on the inside, coming into Graham Hill Bend. He's just about going to fend it off, but Duds can see his chance. Just a quick lick of the grass. Couldn't get through. Duds remains in fifth. Duskiver's brought himself onto this fight as well. I said before that Duds and Duskiver had room to play with, and they've certainly played with it. They've got themselves onto the back of the top four. Silver Fox 40 after going rounds up in 7th place at the present moment. Danzo's 8th, Chalk 12's 9th, Shadowstalker's still in 10th. There's Greener Army just running around in 11th. It's best lap almost within a second of Dominators, so that's really impressive from Greener Army. It's really good to see. Dominator still leading the way, but he's inch by inch being closed by D Hartley. Big Madas is in third, there's Haas in fourth. Dud's running in fifth. What can the drivers do to put the pressure on Big Madas? We'll watch it from Duds' point of view. See if he can get close enough. Try and make a lunge up the inside. He's just gone a little bit deep into Paddock Hill Bend, so he's lost a little bit of momentum. He's gone very deep on the brakes into Druids, but a lot of time gain there. He managed to gain back the time he lost going into that braking zone. Haas is trying everything he can to get past that bright blue car in front of him. Must be frustrating him. Z2's just trying to look at what Big Madas can do. Bit of reference into Formula 1 going on in the chat there that you might just see popping up in the corner on the top right side. But Haas is closer to Big Madas now than he's been before. Will he try and look to the inside? He can't do that because Big Madas just covers that line once again. But he's gone deep into the gravel trap. He's going to go and take Haas with him, and into the wall goes Haas for the second race in a row, and Duskiver goes past him, and Duds moves up to third. The man who takes his opportunities has done it again. He's up to third place. Duskiver gets up to fourth in all of that. It was just unfortunate for Big Bad as he just went onto the gravel. That's a shame. He's been racing well with Big Mad as he was almost looking to put pressure on the leader of Dominator earlier, but now he's down in sixth. It's a shame, but mistakes like this do happen. He's still in for a good haul of points. Hopefully he'll be encouraged by his performance tonight to build on and press on with the next two rounds later on in the season. Next 2 weeks, of course. But Haas, unfortunately, lost out big style. He's going to have to try and get himself back onto the train for the podium again, if he can. Not going to be easy for him. Duskiver, race 1 winner, of course. He's in fourth, but D Hartley rekindling his on-track battles with Dominator once again. Danzo has left the room, so I'm not certain what's happened to Danzo. It's a shame. Oh, where's Hartley going with that line on the track there? Not quite ideal. And sure enough, he's picked up a penalty, rightfully so. Cut a bit too much of the corner. Trying to clear that penalty as well. Duds is in third place at the moment. There's Duskiver, Haas, Big Mad has just 3:45 left in the session. Dominator still leading, but we saw he got closed by D Hartley, and in fact Duds is closing the gap onto D Hartley as well, so certainly don't rule anyone out in this race in terms of making more gains. They're all giving it as best as they can at the moment, but can they make any impression on the long-time leader of Dominator? He's led from turn 1. Oh, D Hartley running deep. He's trying to clear that penalty. He knows how important it is to get rid of, but it's just allowing Duds to close that gap and as well bring Duskiver with him. Don't forget, 2 more rounds to go after this. Every point counts in this championship. See what they can do. But Duds just 6 tenths behind Duskiver, following him as well. Duskiver with the fastest lap, so Duskiver taking some big points tonight. Be interested to see where Duskiver is in relation to the championship standings, because he was only 35 points going in. He won the first race, gained quite a few points on Duds with pole position and fastest lap, and he's got fastest lap again, so expect to see Duskiver in the championship fight now. He's certainly a late comer to the party, but he's certainly capable of doing it. Certainly feasible with 2 rounds to go. Let's see the drivers at the moment. The gap's still relatively static. Less than 2 minutes to go now in this race. 3 laps remaining for the drivers. There's Duds, Duskiver. Oh, just a bit sideways coming out of Druids with Duskiver. Haas is there in 5th. He'll be frustrated at what happened between himself and Big Madas, but it was just a mistake. Big Madas recovering. Chalk 12 is up to 7th. Got past Silver Fox 40. Shadow Stalker running around in 9th, and then Greener Army in the top 10. Danzo retiring from the race earlier. 2 laps to go. The gap at the front below 1 second. A better line from Hartley. He's got a nice exit, in fact, and just gained 2.5 tenths from that alone. Gap still coming down, but I'm expecting Dominator to get a better exit. He doesn't. So, well, the race lead battle is truly on, because Dominator has lost 6 tenths in this lap. He's going to be under pressure on this final lap then. Look at the chance that Dominator has created for D Hartley. Look how close to the rear wing we are on the back of the green and yellow Mégane in front of us. Dominator's going to have to surely go defensive into Pagda Hill Bend, which he does. He's going to be on the inside for this final lap. Dominator's gone too deep. Can he come across Dominator? Yes, he can. Dominator comes across D Hartley, keeps himself in the lead. Duds can't find a way through. He's trying his utmost, but he can't quite get there. He's doing his best, but he just can't get close enough. Duds waiting to see if anything kicks off between the 2 drivers in front of them. This is the final lap. You can see the timer has just come up on your screen. D Hartley will have 1 opportunity. He looks to try and make a move, but he can't. He's going to try and keep it tight for the final corner, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. Or is he? It's going to be very close to the line, but I'm fairly certain that it's going to be, for the first time in a while, Next Gen Dominator wins round 8, race 2 in lobby 2. Good result for him. He needed that. D Hartley takes 2nd. Points gained in the championship fight. Duds CF14 is 3rd. Duskiver 4th. Haas 5th. Big Madas in 6th. Chalk 12 7th. Silver Fox 40 is 8th. Greener Army has seen the checkered flag already, and Shadow Stalker will round us off for 9th place in the race. What a great battle that was right at the end. Really good fight between the drivers, but it was Dominator who won. Every lap led. He only didn't lead the first couple hundred metres, but other than that, He got the result he absolutely needed, and that's going to keep him in touch in the championship fight. He really does need that. So, well done to him. Good battle from the drivers for second and third place. But that is it for round 8 at Brands Hatch Indy. Lots of great fights for everyone in the field. Bit of unfortunate accidents as well in the midst of all that, but that's what Lobby 2 is about. Very good fighting. Next week we'll be heading off to round 9, the penultimate round of the season, which is at Alsace Village. That'll be a very good circuit for the drivers to race around. It's going to be a bit more technical than Brands Hatch Indy, and it's going to certainly sort out the best drivers from the pretenders. But that'll be next Thursday. That'll be streamed live, of course, on this Twitch channel as it always does, and then exported to YouTube later on the YouTube channel, JackTM53 Synopsis, of course. But make sure you do go on to NXTGEN, check us out on all of our social media pages. That includes Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, our website, and Discord as well. But what a great set of races, as always, from Lobby 2. And a quick note for Greener Army, well done to get into the 45.8s. That's a really good lap time from him. Just 7/10 off the fastest lap, so that's really impressive. But nevertheless, thanks very much for watching, and wherever you might be in the big wide world, have a good one, and see you soon.